Hello, and thank you for stopping by to yet another edition of the Massachusetts Whiskey Reviews program here on YouTube. My name is Thomas Metal75, and this is your Massachusetts Whiskey Reviews. And today we have a sample of 12-year-old bourbon provided by East Coast Liquor Reviews, channel link below. And we are looking at the Knob Creek 12-year-old, which is a part of Knob Creek's small batch series, coming in at 100 proof and consisting of 77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% malted barley. Average price is somewhere between $60 and $70 per 750 milliliter bottle that I normally see it for in southeastern Massachusetts. Thank you very much to East Coast Liquor Reviews for providing the sample of Knob Creek 12. Without further ado, let us get a pour of the Knob Creek 12 in the Smuggler's Notch distillery glass. They are out of Jeffersonville, Vermont. Not much left. All right. And as always here on Massachusetts Whiskey Reviews and any other spirit reviews that I do here on the channel, we utilize that East Coast Liquor Reviews 6-point rating scale to round out to your 100-point rating of our spirit. That'll consist of looks and aesthetics getting up to 10 points, aroma, taste, mouthfeel, finish. Those four get up to 20 points each, and value is the last 10 points to give you your maximum score of 100. So let's see how the Knob Creek 12-year-old will fare. I must be careful. I have a small sample remaining. All right, let's look at the appearance of the Knob Creek 12, shall we? It is very dark mahogany. And at 100 proof, I do see some slow forming legs. It is only 100 proof, by the way. It is not a super high cask strength, but it does look like the legs are going somewhat slow to maybe a medium pace. It should have a nice, silky, creamy-ish mouthfeel. We will see about that. The Knob Creek bottle, I'm sure you've seen it here from the thumbnail. It has that blue label to it with the brownish looking color of where it says 100 proof towards the bottom of that bottle. So it's a very attractive looking bottle. It has the same similar shape in the neck of a Knob Creek bottle. So I really like the looks of everything here. 8 out of 10. All right, let's go right into the aroma for a Knob Creek 12. So I am getting some of the peanut note that you will get a lot in Knob Creek and things distilled by Jim Beam. So I get that. I get vanilla notes. I get toffee and caramel. Maybe a light citrus note. I get some of the barrel char. I get a spiciness to this. I mean, it is 13% rye. There's a floral component to this that I'm noticing. And I'm noticing I'm also getting a baked bread note. Not unlike what I can sometimes get from wheated bourbons. So very interesting on the nose. I like that. There's a lot of depth and complexity to that. And the 100 proof is really nice. It's not singeing the nose hairs. You can really get a nice deep sniff out of the glass. There is a dark cherry now that I go even further in there. Yeah, that's real nice. I think that deserves an 18 out of 20. Let's go for the taste. Knob Creek 12, East Coast Liquor Reviews. Appreciate the sample. Very sweet up front. A lot of caramel and toffee notes. Cereal grain, maybe. Or like an oatmeal-y kind of thing. Granola, that's the word. Yeah, almond, peanutty, maybe. Granola, caramel toffee. I'm getting the vanillas. I'm getting a cherry note now. Maybe a same thing in the nose. Maybe a little bit of a dark or maybe a little bit of a citrus note. I mean to say, honey, floral, nice. It does have a good mouthfeel to it. I gotta be very careful. I don't have that much left. It's very coating and enveloping in the mouth. I'm getting left with a lot of that caramel and honey granola bar kind of notes. The thing I was calling a cereal grain. But it does not taste grainy. That's not the point there. I really like that finish. I'm still getting some baking spice and cinnamon there too. There's definitely cinnamon in the taste. I'm going to give that an 18. That is damn delicious. I'm going to give the mouthfeel actually a 17. It's not the most complex, or the finish, should I say. It's not the most complex aspect to the whiskey here. No, but everything is, it's a very nice and gentle finish without it going too overboard and being overly complex. There's not a lot of contemplation towards the finish, but these are really nice notes that last around for a while. It's got a nice body and texture for only 100 proof. That is very welcoming to find a 100 proof that's not, or a whiskey in general that's not super cask strength, high ABV. Even though I like to drink those products most of the time, it is certainly nice to find something at 100 proof at the most that still retains a lot of body to it. Hardly any burn of alcohol. I like that. That'll be another straight. I think that'll be another 18. I've had plenty of different whiskeys that have a bigger, more rich tasting mouthfeel than this one, but I think we were doing pretty good on the mouthfeel. It is definitely coating. Would I say it's creamy? Yeah, borderline. It's not super oily or thick or anything, but it definitely, I'll use the word creamy. It's creamy. It's not oily or thick, but there's a nice coating to the palate. And again, that finish is very subtle, and it just kind of just slowly fades with those honey granola notes and some dried spice. Yeah, there it definitely is. Now that the glass is empty, there, I'm definitely getting more of the oak now out of that glass. Definitely the dried orangey note. Definitely the caramel, cream, nuttiness, almondy, floral, cherry notes. That is great. I'm going to stick with all my tasting scores, I think, here. Now, value out of 10 points total. 60 to 70 bucks. Normally I don't see it for 70, or normally it's at 65 at the most. I would say, where else are you going to find a 12-year-old bourbon on the market for this kind of price? Maybe if you found a Weller 12 at the suggested MSRP, probably around the same price. But you're never going to find that. I am going to say, as of right now, for drinking experience, for the palate, and for the age, I really think this is one of the better values of whiskey you can buy and spend your money on if you're looking to spend $50 to $70 or $80. I know that's a giant range there, but there's not much in that range that is 12 years of age for a bourbon or an American whiskey in general. So I'm going to say 9 out of 10 on that. I really think it's worth that 9 out of 10. So, for our Knob Creek 12, we gave looks and aesthetics an 8 out of 10. Aroma is an 18 out of 20. Taste is an 18 out of 20. Mouthfeel also will get an 18 out of 20. The finish was the most lacking, but still very good at 17 out of 100, or out of 20. And your value will get a 9. To give Knob Creek 12 an 88 out of 100. That is some good stuff, quote unquote, on the cheap as far as a 12-year-old whiskey is concerned. For America, that is cheap for what it is. Inexpensive is the right word at 12 years of age. So thank you very much, Tanner. The East Coast Liquor Reviews, go check them out on YouTube. Within that description, you will find a link to his YouTube channel. And until next time, everybody, keep tasting those great whiskeys. Cheers, and we will see you soon.